sensational, remarkable you. It's you, it's you. Amazing, astounding, sensational.
What is up, all you dumpster divers, and welcome back to the one, the only, the Movie Garbage Podcast. Yes, that's right, it's the podcast that 3 people are listening to at this very moment. And, hey Ed, don't forget that thing, because I know you're going to listen to this again. So, yes, this is Ed Bobenchek. We are recording finally. It has been almost a year and a half since we last recorded. And a lot has happened, so let's forget about the past year and talk about another pandemic with Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. And of course, joining me, as always, is the one and the only Matthew Lewis.
It's a shitty movie, especially against living things. I gotta do my esoteric quotes. That's from Resident Evil 1, I believe. Also, I'm a Matthew Sandwich. That fucking line from that fucking game.
That's right, they don't have that in this.
I'm a Jill. That was close, Barry. I was almost a Jill Sandwich.
So fun fact, the way things worked out today, we had to record elsewhere because my house is loud and Matt's house has to be quiet. So we figured we could record somewhere and I guess, have someone else on the podcast. So we are currently recording at the residence of Mr. Christopher Bowe, friend of the podcast series group. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Glad to be here.
Hey, well, glad you're here at your house, too.
I'm glad I'm at my house, yes.
Yes.
Glad to be here in my apartment.
We are, of course, recording on my birthday today.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, bro.
Yes, and as a birthday present, I made Chris watch this movie.
Yeah.
And made me get up at 4 noon on the weekend.
Yeah. It was worth it for this piece of shit.
Only for you, buddy.
Oh,
God. Yeah, before we get into it, history with the Resident Evil series. We talked about this a little on the way here, but yeah, I've never played... Oh, I think I've maybe touched the original Resident Evil 1 back in the day. I never played 2 or 3. Like everyone else, I jumped in on 4. And then the 2 remakes, which this is supposed to come out in, coincide with for Resident Evil 3, since this is basically Resident Evil 3 but shitty and stupid.
Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil 2 was also stupid.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I loved the 2 and 3 remakes. They were fucking amazing, and like, I'm so glad I got to play them after and before watching this fucking stupid ass movie. Ed, what do you know about the Resident Evils?
So I've touched the first and 0, never beat them because I'm not smart enough to figure out all the puzzles.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Love 4, still one of my top favorite games. I have beaten that game a billion times. If you count it, I used the Tommy gun and used to speed run Resident Evil 4. Nice. I think my best time is about 2.5 hours.
Whoa.
Nice.
I would literally be taking out everything like that. Tommy gun is cheating, but still.
Chicago typewriter.
Oh, yes.
That's the great thing about the old games, right? It's just like
you can unlock them by playing it.
Yeah, you unlock them by playing it, man. I remember those days.
What a concept.
And I even 5-starred all the 4 Horde maps with all 4 characters.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say the Tommy gun also was like infinite ammo, and that was
infinite ammo.
Something I loved about the old games. Is like you could unlock lots of shit, including infinite ammo guns, and it was the best.
Well, one of the best things about 8, they have infinite ammo unlocks for all the weapons, including like machine guns and stuff, but the best thing about Resident Evil 8, which is an amazing game, if you haven't played it, you should play it.
The very tall, dominantly.
Of course, yes. Resident Evil Chess is amazing. But I was going to say, you unlock a lightsaber.
That's right.
Yeah. In the Mercenaries mode, you can unlock a lightsaber that just like zooms through all the...
That's a thing?
All the witches and vampires and ghosts.
Oh my god.
I have not actually beaten 7. I've beaten 5. I remember because I was really excited, and it was okay. Mm-hmm. Never played 6.
6 is dumb and bad, but everyone's played it.
Terrible. I never played the remakes yet. I just haven't had a chance to pick them up and play them. I did start... I actually watched Chris play a good chunk of 7.
Yeah.
And then I even ended up picking it up and made it further than what he had made it originally. And then I got really spooked, and I went back to other games, and I've still got 8 in the plastic at this moment. And I started watching Chris play Resident Evil 7 on his computer.
Yeah, I've got to get you 2 back in my VR and put 7 back in, because that game has VR.
Wait, oh, it does. Right.
We're gonna go in after Jack, right? Because I don't think I could do any of the Jack moments in VR.
No, we're gonna go the whole time.
Those were suspenseful as fuck. Oh my god.
That game, I can't imagine that fucking game in VR. It's insane.
Oh boy.
But yeah, Chris, you were a Resident Evil person, kind of.
Oh yeah. I haven't played every single game. I don't frequent them, but let's see. I'm pretty sure I played through one remake. I don't know if I ever played the original PS1.
I don't think anyone's played the original PS1.
Totally doesn't exist.
If any of you listeners, all three of you, and one of them is me, say that you played the very original PS1, you're lying.
Yeah.
But no, I played the remake for GameCube. That was fantastic. I loved it. Zero was pretty good too. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I know I played at least Resident Evil 3, the original, because I remember going back and doing all the mercenary stuff. That was a lot of fun. Played Resident Evil 4 as well. Also loved that. Fantastic game.
That game is 7 is good, and I haven't played 8 yet. But 4 will always be, to me, the best.
Yeah, a lot of people consider it the game of the generation for that whole
It is.
that time. It was across everything, and everyone loved it unanimously.
I actually, when I bought it, because I'd heard about it and I wanted to buy it, and I went to GameStop, and I actually had to spend a little bit more, and there was a pack where you got Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 1, and Resident Evil 0 all on GameCube.
Oh,
and that's what I bought. And I might even still have it. Came in a little box that it had some of the villains on it, including the first guy from Resident Evil 4. I remember that much. I think I still have that box.
Or the other...
Yeah, the big dude with the beard
yeah.
that doesn't talk. And man, when you did that boss fight, I was like, I'm sorry, did he just turn into a giant centipede monster?
But yeah, so then I played 5. I enjoyed that pretty well.
I liked 5 too.
That's not bad.
I played through 6. Now I know there's mixed opinions on that, and I don't know. I'm a real weirdo when it comes to video games because it's very rare for me to play a game that I actively dislike. Like to this day, the only game that I could at least recall that I actively dislike is Devil May Cry 2. Like that, as far as I'm concerned, that game doesn't exist.
Yeah, and no Devil May Cry fan even acknowledges it happened. And even the new Devil May Cry 5, when they're going through the timeline, they literally go from 1 just to 3.
Fuck
that.
I genuinely tried. I wanted to like it. I gave it a fair shot. I played it all the way to the end. Did not care for it. It was so bad. Anyway, back on topic.
That is on topic because Devil May Cry 1 was the original build for Resident Evil 4.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, it's a long game secret that they were developing it. They're like, this is a little too weird. Let's make this a new series, and so they separated that, made Devil May Cry, and then Resident Evil 4 came out the way it did.
Oh, interesting.
Well, there you go.
On topic, but yeah.
I played 6. I personally liked it. Not everyone does, and I respect that. I thought it was interesting to go through the stories, and then that Ada's stuff. That was pretty cool to me.
The Ada stuff with the fake one that was the weird guy's girlfriend made from zombies. Or
yeah, something like that.
I feel like Ada's the weirdest character next to Hunk.
Played Code Veronica X. I think that was pretty fun.
I own that game. I think you bought it for me. I never put it in.
I never got a chance to play it either. I always hear about it.
Yeah, I have not beaten 7. I played a good chunk of it, like Ed was saying earlier. I have not started 8 yet. I'm waiting until I finish 7 first because, from what I understand, it's a direct sequel.
It's a direct sequel.
Yeah. When I went to go pick it up because I actually picked up near Replicant and I hit up the point of no return without buying all the weapons, and I said I don't feel like replaying it. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Automata, so I traded it in and I picked up 8, and the lady was like, "Have you played 7 yet?" I'm like, "Well, I haven't beaten it." She's like, "Oh, it's so good, and it is a direct sequel." This, and I'm like, "All right." And actually, so I traded it in. So I spent 60 and I only got 30 back. Yeah. But I only had to pay 46, and I got a brand new copy of Resident Evil 8 and a used copy of Resident Evil 7.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Now to bring the mood down, your history of the Resident Evil movies.
Oh gosh.
There was a time where I legitimately liked those films.
Same. I saw one in theaters, I think more than once. I really enjoyed it.
The first one is enjoyable because honestly I think it's because it has small references, but it's self-contained plot.
Yeah, and it's also, it's separate enough from the game's entirely almost. I don't think that any of the game characters are in that story.
Yeah.
It's just the, original character, Donut Steele, self-insert, or wife insert.
Yeah.
You could argue the films can be, I guess, less bad if you consider that, I'm pretty sure they're meant to be, basically Resident Evil AU.
Absolutely, they're an AU.
Definitely.
They don't make any damn. They don't catch the games whatsoever.
Alice doesn't exist in any of the games.
They're barely internally consistent between movie to movie.
Alice is the best and the worst part of them. Because in the first one, she's the great driving plot of everything. Yeah. But in the second one, I think she holds it back. Because it's,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, spoiler alert, Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse is literally video game references and action scenes with no plot. And there you go. Thanks for joining us,
I was
everybody.
gonna say it's literally Resident Evil 3 if the writer/producers was like, no, step aside, main character. You're in the background. My wife's the main character. She's cooler than you. She's hotter than you. She's more important to the story. You stay back and you get behind her because she's cooler. And also, I'm gonna write a couple lines where you compliment how much cooler she is than you. That literally happens in this movie. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Really,
so
Jovovich
bad.
is so of course, P.T. Anderson or not P.T.
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
I think that's it.
Paul W. Yeah, there's two Wes Anderson directors with the similar names, but the guy who does this, the guy who did freaking Mortal Kombat back in the day, and goes on from this to do Monster Hunter. It's
We need to watch that.
Yeah, we'll get on that
my
one.
God.
Of course, once again, hey, my wife Mila Jovovich needs to be in this, but
I do want to see. I've heard mixed on it.
I've heard bad, but you can put up with it.
I mean, honestly, that's what I want. I want a bad film that you can fully enjoy. Because honestly, like I've said, I love terrible films. Like
Yeah,
Freddy
they
Got
can be
Fingered
good.
it's so fucking entertaining
Yeah.
because it's so crazy.
Yeah, Fantasy Island had some good concepts. Of course, it had better acting than this movie. It looked prettier than this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Troll 2 was hilarious and stupid and so on, but this fucking movie.
I mean, that one is-
This one was a fucking struggle. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. In terms of the movies, I liked one a lot. I saw it a couple of times. Having, like I said, never seen any of the Resident Evil stuff practically. I was really invested. This is a really cool zombie story. It's a really interesting
Yeah.
zombie movie. And then 2, I was just like, okay. 3 is a little bit better, I think, than this one.
Yeah.
And then from there it goes up and down, but I don't think they ever get as bad as this one is.
No, I think they're at least more enjoyable. I think it's because it tried to tie itself to the game.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah,
it
and then
tries.
they do that again. I think. Wait. Jill's in this one. Claire comes in the third movie, and then Chris is in the fourth one.
But I think they're not as...
I think Ada Wong comes in at some point too.
Possible. I can see that. I don't remember much about them. Honestly, I
barely-
barely remember this movie.
I
I
think-
just watched this
I
movie.
think Chris was also in the third film.
Chris is like in a prison cell. The fourth one takes place on top of a big building, and they have Chris locked up in a prison thing under at the bottom of it. And that's when they first met. And he's played by the dude from Prison Break and what's it called? Captain Cold from the Flash series. He's a great actor. But no, this piece of shit is the worst one in the bunch, I think.
It so much is.
Yeah, you're done with the original movies.
Yeah, I basically the same. I remember enjoying the first one. It's dumb, but it's enjoyable. And again, I can tell what's going on. I can tell what the goal is. I can tell what they're trying to do. And I remember the others vaguely. I only remembered the Nemesis in this one, and that's
It's only
it.
worth remembering, I think.
Yeah, he really is, and we'll talk more about him because I have a lot of thoughts about him.
Yeah, same. Okay, so you ready to get started?
Do we have to?
I know, I really don't either.
I mean, I've already summarized the movie.
Yeah, it's stupid and it's dumb and then it ended.
It's the plot is basically just get out of Raccoon City, and also Nemesis is there to stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
But is he though?
Or is he? Yeah, exactly. I have so much fucking stuff about what the fuck Nemesis was even doing. This is so stupid.
Well, Nemesis doesn't care about Alice, at least not at first.
We'll get there when we get there. But we gotta start, with the opening production logos.
Oh my
of
gosh.
A bunch of companies you'll never heard of and you'll never hear of again.
Literally, and I don't think it was that long. I think it was just for some reason it felt longer than it was. I was like, this is dumb. This
Yeah.
is so dumb and long. I really wrote opening credits long.
Yeah, and then of
For the
course,
few 9 questions I wrote.
yeah, actually both of our notes are entirely in angry questions at the movie's choices. But the first thing I have written, of course, was umbrella logo in iris. Dumb. Why does her eye glitch out into an umbrella logo? Why would that be part of the virus?
I still understand at the very end. By the way, in the opening thing, so the gun kind of cuts to the previous film.
Yeah, last time, a movie.
Yeah, and Alice is talking about all this stuff. She said she was the head of security for Umbrella. Was that ever established in the original?
It might have been.
I think the first movie she has amnesia for most of it.
Yeah, so how the fuck did she suddenly get her memory back?
And
then also forget things. We
could've-
could also
yeah.
remember things.
We could have watched the first movie, but I'm not going to go put myself through that much work. But
Yeah.
I don't remember. All I remember, I think vaguely, I remember is Michelle Rodriguez is in it because she's great. That tall black British actor who gets cut up by the lasers. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then,
Rames?
no, not my fingers. Hell no. He's a British. He's a famous actor.
Okay.
I wish I hadn't his name written down, but that's all I remember the first one, and then the liquor being the main problem.
I don't even remember the liquor in
That's
that.
what cut the original Matt character up, who becomes Nemesis in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which pointed out, by the way, I guess that was a spoiler. Yeah.
No, you see the first thing, like at the end of the
see
first
it.
movie, they're dragging him away on a gurney. You see a bunch of weird tentacles coming out of his liquor.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And they're like,
they
put him in the
pointed
Nemesis
out that
program.
he has tentacles, and in games he has tentacles. He has no tentacles. He's a Nemesis.
Yeah, well, he has like the stupid tube things like around his outside, but he doesn't
Those
like
aren't
shoot.
those aren't
He doesn't
tentacles.
shoot out tentacles. He doesn't produce tentacles of any kind in this film.
Yeah, well,
This movie would have been so much sexier if there had been tentacles.
it's just like my Japanese animes.
Jesus Christ.
No, but yeah, like the dumb original Matt character is put into the quote unquote Nemesis program.
Yeah,
and then the
so
movie,
she and
who cares? It's really weird and dumb. And then it cuts to the beginning of the movie. A heat wave is going on in the city. Now, I was gonna say this is a very minor thing that I don't know if it was a game reference or not, but Jill's weird outfit in the original game and in the sequel and in this movie, the weird like tube top she's wearing, even though she's like a police officer who may or may not be on duty.
Yeah.
It was explained in like I think a novel or something like that. It was a heat wave in September. And that's why she was dressed like that. Just to explain the weird outfit that the Japanese decided to put her in for this game. Because she's like officer on duty.
I just don't care.
But then, like, this movie started with us saying, "Oh, there's a heat wave," and it's like, "Oh, that's fine. It's a little."
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe
I thought that was weird.
Or is it too smart?
I was like, "What is that? What's the point of that?"
Is that too smart for this
Yeah,
movie?
well, the film in the very beginning has like shots of like newspaper clip headlines that's like a Jill Valentine like suspended, like disgraced stars and
Which
whatever.
thankfully they at least acknowledged who the character was and let us know this is the reference to the video game.
Yeah.
Because they don't do that for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's so stupid.
They really don't.
Yeah, we see a bunch of like scientists in a lab. Someone's a big dumb giant square button wrist tablet that they're like poking things on. Like
real quick, by the way, in her, I wrote this because I made a joke about this. At the end of her thing, she's like, "We thought we had survived the horror," and then I added in, "Well, then they decided to make a sequel, and we had to survive through this horror."
Exactly.
And the secret facility they have, by the way, is a bunch of suburban houses. It's like, oh, look at this nice little picture-perfect Stepford Wives neighborhood cut through like a thin layer of dirt, super secret, intense space level secret facility.
Yeah,
with a bunch of dumb scientists hacking into the
I
mainframe.
got my dumb scientists in my notes too. They have like a fucking big warehouses full of active zombies that they just like send one unarmed guy into to walk into it.
Yes, they're like, what? Oh my gosh!
God.
And then you see little things and everything. Yeah, you're right. Dumb science guys are now dead.
Yeah, so, and then smash cut to like a bunch of big SUVs driving through suburbs. And I wrote a big distracting HUD screen on the friggin' windshield.
I didn't notice that. I was just thinking like they're driving so aggressively, and then it cuts to them slowly pulling into a driveway. It's like dun 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 dun. It's just like this weird little like so aggressive, and then just gently pulls into a driveway
just picking people up.
and like, very politely knocking on the door. Well, hello there. We've been coming to get you.
Yeah,
because they are.
So you have to come with us.
Yeah, one scientist is just like, I'm not going without my daughter. We're picking her up, and it cuts to Raccoon City Junior School, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's right there. They pick up the wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't they just run behind him and start pushing him? Like, okay, he's
that guy refuses a bunch, and I'm like, why don't they just like take him wherever they need to go? But
he's okay. He's paralyzed. He's not that hard to move.
Wait, I just realized something.
He was a motorized chair, but still.
Yeah, I just realized something about him and the daughter, and like, well, we'll get to the virus, but like, yeah, his daughter was also in a wheelchair.
At one point.
Yeah, but if he cured her, why the hell did he cure himself?
Probably because it's experimental.
Yeah, but it did work.
Maybe he was also at the point where.
But do we know that he lost his legs because of the virus?
He didn't lose his legs. He just. But I'm getting
disease.
ahead of ourselves. But
Yes.
like the daughter has something which I assume is supposed. That totally skipped my mind. But like some kind of congenital leg issue that made like him and her paralyzed, presumably in a wheelchair. But the whole like later we find out spoilers. We're like cutting to the end of the stupid movie. But like he made the virus to cure her. Like, did he also like not think about using himself to cure his stuff?
Maybe his was so far gone, like there's nothing to revive.
Did it talk about him getting the illness too?
No, he never had it. He was still in a wheelchair, but his daughter was also.
you can tell that he wouldn't have worked because he turns later on.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Regardless of how he got paralyzed, he might have just tried the cell regenerative growth on himself.
Yeah, he could have. But anyway, it was like totally. Like the picture up from junior school.
Yeah,
and then
which is really awkward. And then they're driving in the car, and it just gets slammed. Head on by a truck
out of nowhere. Totally random, unrelated car crash. I
want to know.
It just keeps driving.
It does. It really does. I'm thinking like, okay, who ran the light on this?
Yeah,
because that was somebody definitely fucked up because that was not just a little accident.
Yeah, or even if it was like an early zombie thing, like there was still like normal society at that point. Any citizen would have seen like a girl crawl out of a goddamn turned over car and help. There's a fucking giant raccoon city. It's like anyone could have seen that, but she just disappears for the entire rest of the movie.
Basically. Then we get to
Jill's apartment, which is I think a shout out to the game because in 3.
they didn't do that right away. That was the 13 hours later first.
Yeah, 13 hours later, and then after the car crash.
Yeah, there's like 13 hours later, and there's pandemonium!
Yeah, there's monsters everywhere. Streets are insane.
Yeah.
And Jill's apartment, it's set up like the beginning of 3 Remake. You see her in her apartment still like PTSD from the mansion because she was in Resident Evil 1. But like there was no reason for her to have newspaper clippings about herself and unrelated, nothing about zombies. Like, why was she so, like, ready for it? Like, the next scene, she runs into a police station and starts firing her gun.
And she knows how to kill them! It's like, you gotta shoot him in the head. I'm like, how the fuck did you know that?
Yeah, if she didn't go through the first game, like, did the first one happen off screen? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god, that's where this problem comes. It's trying to reference the video games. Oh, she knows what she's doing because she's been through this. Well, we never seen that.
They never talk
about it. You ever play about the game?
Yeah, you don't play the games, you never know.
Exactly.
As far as you're concerned, she's just this random girl on a tube top who apparently used to work for the police and is like, oh, I've dealt with these before. Just shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
She walks into a police
opens
station.
fire on 3 people.
Yes, frees a criminal.
Yeah,
and then walks out with
shoots
no problem.
Frees a random pimp by saying
That dude.
Oh, LJ?
LJ.
Oh, fucking LJ, man.
What the fuck was
Mike
he?
Epps is great.
He was comic relief, that's
Of
all he
course,
was.
he was much needed fucking comic relief in this dumbass
He
movie.
was entertaining.
Yeah, and then the next thing, smash cut to a weird naked CGI render of Jovovich.
I wrote
boobs. Yeah, boobs immediately. A weird CGI.
There's a few times, by the way, we get some boobs.
Oh yeah, I wrote like the random naked ones later.
Yeah.
I will say like another unknown amount of time passed, and she's like getting out of the lab, screaming while she pulled out big giant plugs out of her.
Oh god.
I cringed so much at
That's actually that was really well done. Her like the makeup on her head and everything. That looked really good.
The makeup in this movie was not bad.
Yeah. That's never an issue. Yeah.
That really was one of the better parts of this movie was the makeup overall.
Yeah.
Like everything across of it, the effects, for as dumb as this movie is,
It looks good, yeah.
The action was fun. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'll say this scene is at the end of Resident Evil 1. The scene of her like walking out into the city being abandoned.
That's
this
right.
entire scene was like shot for the end of Resident Evil 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I did forget about that. But I wrote great security guys because like she just walks out. There's no one there.
No one
she
either
walks through doors.
Yeah, no one
problem.
either killed her or set her up more ready to deal with when the entire world was abandoned. They just like ran out of the lab. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
what
so
the fuck
dumb.
happens? Also, after that, she comes out. They kind of cut around the city. You see zombies and stuff. There's a newspaper that says "The Dead Walk." Who the fuck printed that?
Yeah.
I want to know this.
Yeah.
Who's printing newspapers?
It should have
at
been like
this
a
point?
middle. Yeah, you're right. It's presumably like the same fucking day, practically.
Yeah, 13 hours later. There's
Oh, no,
already.
this is like another unrelated time just because like the 13 hours later was after like they're everywhere, but then an unknown amount of time, and then she wakes up in a lab and the city's like fucking abandoned and there's tons of cars in the street.
It's abandoned, but there's also a shit
And that's
ton
still
of people
13.
still
Yeah,
there.
that's still like the 13-hour period. Like it's so fucking nonsense.
I'll be honest. Like when I saw that fucking newspaper headline, like I immediately thought of a scene from Corpse Bride where like all the zombies are like coming out of the ground and like they're going to the church, and then you see the fucking like the town criers like the news. The dead walk the earth.
A much better movie than this piece of shit.
Oh god.
But yeah, then we get to the bridge with lots of people like screaming and pushing on the bridge and shit. I wrote in my notes, but you can tell this is the early aughts because there's a lot of frosted tips. A lot of the random extras have like frosted blonde tip there, and I'm like, what the fuck is so on 90s
I
and
honestly
aughts?
forgot about the earliest parts of the bridge and all that. Because my notes go straight from the newspaper to the helicopter
At
save.
the end?
Yeah. No, not the very end where we meet Carlos.
Yeah. Yeah, like the dumb bridge with like all the people screaming and shouting like, let us in.
And they've got a good system going. Like it's a little bit slow, but
I was curious how the fuck the city got walled off, but then I'm like, wait. I was always gonna run like, what the fuck is the city like a weird cemented off like already like in the fucking span of a couple of hours presumably? Why the fuck is there big bricks everywhere and only one exit? But then I was just like, oh wait, no, the city was always a fucking umbrella facility secretly, so they could have had that shit set up just in case.
and it just went whoop.
Yeah, maybe. But like, it's so fucking random as shit.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like it did make you think, how long has it been? What's the point of any of this?
Yeah.
Like, how is everyone not evacuated or dead at this point?
Yeah.
Also, the fact that like you don't have zombies all over there since you have how many people
How many
on this
left?
one
Yeah.
bridge? with one exit and one entrance.
Yeah,
like
like,
you can't get away.
It's so fucking stupid. But then Carlos, this is his fucking. You see that lady running up the stairs, and
then she's running up the stairs slowly, and then she doesn't know the code, but then she suddenly does.
she got like a bunch of like random numbers. She like not know like one number off. She was like all over the place.
Yeah, it was weird. And she gets bit as she gets through.
Bunch, yeah, and then finally bursts through the door, and then Carlos, of course, another character from the original game, who's like.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's Jill's partner. He like.
What's his last name again?
Oliveira. He was
Oliveira.
Yeah, he was like the other main character in 3.
Yeah, he was the second main character.
Okay. By the way, he's technically only Oliveira for almost the entire film.
Yeah, they never call him
They
Carlos.
do not say his name until the very end.
One of my original notes. Yeah, one of my original notes for this when I first watched it was just like, no fucking character has been named for the first hour of this movie. Like all these people running around together.
Yes.
I'm like, who the fuck is anybody?
It's like everyone, no one is introducing themselves, which.
And no one says their names like repeatedly. Like in other movies, people like address each other or
Like,
whatever. No one says anything.
I think the only one who introduced himself was Nikolai.
Yeah, and also another Resident Evil 3 thing. Nikolai is like a fucking traitor piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's a bad guy in the main human bad guy besides Nemesis in the fucking games.
I did not
who
know
betrays
that.
them like constantly, like throws people to zombies and fucking blows shit up all the time. Is a huge bad guy, but like. He's a random good guy who like has barely anything to do in this movie.
He does. He shows, I'm Nikolai. Oh, reference. He's dead.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't do shit. But yeah, this is Carlos' save the cat moment if you're a screenwriting class. He's like, we gotta save that woman. And they're like, it's against orders. Like, fuck orders. We gotta save her. I'm a good guy. It's like, oh, we all like him now.
It was so, like, okay, I get that. But, like, he pointlessly endangered himself.
Yeah,
to save this random person
and the team, and also their Umbrella special for their Umbrella whatever the hell people.
Yeah, I think it's like UBCS, Umbrella Bioweapon Containment Service.
Yeah,
of course.
And these people are never very competent though. If you played like the Resident Evil 3 remake, they're still stupid, and it's just.
But like, okay,
they never know what
he
they're
wants
doing.
to save her.
It's a save the cat moment for screenwriting purposes.
It's just dumb.
It's very
It's
stupid.
action for action's sake, and like. If there was a better point to it, other than... And then she kills herself.
Yeah.
But she waits. She waits until she's saved.
Yeah, I know what happens.
He's pointlessly endangered his life.
And
everything.
Like suspense of disbelief, you could argue that, like, running from the zombies, she was in panic mode until, like, she was... like, not running from the zombies anymore, and then the logic set in, like, oh god, I'm gonna die. I should just kill myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris?
Yes.
You're giving the movie too much credit.
I'm sorry.
You're giving the screenwriters too much credit.
But
I'm sorry. I like to believe in the good in writers.
Yeah, no. I'm a writer, I'll tell you, no, there's no good in them. The fucking crash zooms on, like, the random, like, zoom ins, like, when she jumps off the thing, like, her body, you hear nothing, her body's fine, it, like, zooms in really hilariously. I literally was like, ha! When I, like, watched the movie, I couldn't, it looked so silly and so stupid.
see what it looked like.
It was like a serious scene, it was an important thing, but, like, the crash zoom was so, like it was like an Eric Andre sketch, comedic timing. It was just so weird, and I just couldn't help myself.
I was like, this is a pointless scene.
Yeah.
Because this whole thing could be cut out.
Just to say he's a good guy. It's stupid as hell. But
you could have done that in a much better way.
We go back to the bridge where we meet Peyton, who I'll say is the best actor in this fucking movie.
That was who?
The black guy, the black officer, STARS agent. He's the best actor. He's like the best actor. Because later on, I'll say like why I think he's the best actor. But like
he was good.
His character could have literally just been Brad Vickers from the game. Do you remember Brad?
Yeah,
I vaguely remember.
In the first game, he's like the cowardly guy. As soon as they walk into the mansion, he's practically before they even see zombies. He's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here!"
Yeah, Brad
and runs away.
Brad was a member of STARS along with Jill, and like he was the pilot.
Yeah, but he freaks in the first game. But then in the beginning of 3, when Jill's in the city and everyone's freaking out, he like helps Jill. He guides her through the buildings. He talks to her. He gets bitten. Continues to help her for a while, and then eventually gets killed by biting another character from the second game. But like, he's an important STARS member who's like plot relevant and gets bitten. Why the fuck would they make an original character like Peyton? And they missed that obvious fucking setup reference for that character.
It was just dumb. He was good. I thought he had a good...
He was the best actor.
Yeah, Jill apparently knew him from before.
They knew each other.
Yeah,
literally, she knows Peyton from STARS. He's a STARS agent too.
Also, I didn't know that was his name because he never fucking said it.
Yeah.
If he did, I missed it. It would have been like, my name's Peyton. It's so fucking quiet and inconsequential. Like, hey, we gotta save all these people because I'm Peyton. Yes, okay, we gotta save all these people. Like,
yeah.
Oh
Who
my
the fuck
God.
is this guy?
I
This is when they start sealing the gates.
Well, that's because there's one guy starts convulsing, and you think for a second, because the daughter's like, "Daddy, Daddy," and I thought, oh no, he's actually gonna be one of those like fake out moments.
Yeah, he's a heart condition. He's like, seizing on the ground. He's having a seizure, not a heart attack. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but he's a heart condition. And then like, oh, get away from him. And I was freaking out appropriately. And then he dies and becomes a zombie
and he
immediately.
only bites Peyton, isn't he?
Yeah, he bites Peyton. He comes back, and it's just like, oh, that's an interesting take. And then they take care of him, and it's like it's reached the bridge. Everyone just like take care of citizens.
Shut it down.
Yeah, and it just starts like opening fire on citizens, kind
Yes,
of.
I was like, they're like, hey everyone, return to your homes, or we'll kill you.
Yeah.
So basically,
They
go to your home and die,
Yeah,
or you
and
can die right here,
At that
motherfucker.
point, they had exactly like two zombies. The guy who just turned, and now eventually Peyton. Like they could have shot them both on the head, and everyone could have just gotten out.
Yeah, because you're also screening people for
Yeah, they are
infections.
actively screening people. It's so stupid. I'm about to say lots of early aughts slow-mo, the fucking bad, like, fucking speed ramp. I think it's all speed ramping in the camera, that, like, blurry fucking sci-fi, or, slow-mo thing they keep doing non-stop to make the zombies. I was like, does this make zombies scarier? Having this weird, bad, fucking sped-up camera, like...
The camera
it's so,
work in
it's so
this
early
film,
aughts bad.
As good as the effects were, the camera work was
It's
nauseating.
awful. It's awful.
It was nauseating. Like some of the fight scenes were almost unwatchable.
Yeah. I think on second viewing, I actively, like, fast-forwarded through the final fight scene.
God, that might give you a headache.
It's so stupid.
Like I can respect like lots of short jump cuts in a fight scene to make it look more interesting and like more fast paced and whatever. But at some point, like the cuts can get too short, and then you just get fucking whiplash.
It's really stupid.
It gets really you can't see anything. Like I get you're using it to obscure stuff, but that's almost telling. Then if you're using it to obscure issues, where it's all and a fight scene is all jump cuts, that means that fight scene was all issues. And if it was all issues, it shouldn't have been in the fucking movie.
Oh, we'll get to the fucking kung fu fight in the graveyard. That's a fucking editing.
Oh,
That's a goddamn editing nightmare.
that fucking scene.
We'll get there.
That one, oh my god.
But yeah, Alice is stumbling around in a hospital gown and a gun. It's still the same night, I guess. And then everyone, why are CGI bugs crawling up her arm?
Wait, was that? Well,
That's-
no,
yeah,
we missed the wheelchair. You missed the wheelchair stuff. You see?
Oh, yeah, Dr. Ashford. Yeah, I
You
wrote
see
about,
him and-
all I wrote was like, Dr. Ashford's actors in a lot of movies. That's all I remember for that whole section. I'm going to be like, I need to find my daughter. Where's my
I want to
daughter?
leave.
Yeah.
And then he just hacks into their frame. It's like login denied, search hack.
They just run the hack command. Oh, I got an authorization code. I just punch that in now.
And then he's able to access every camera in the city, instantly find.
Yeah, within like
any
two
and
camera
everyone.
checks, he finds every important character.
Yeah, I'm like if he could do this, why couldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they're like, we don't know where she's at. Like, also confront them. Like, hey, look, I know where my daughter is. Let's go save her.
Yeah.
Guys that I'm working with and protected me and said you really
I
care about my
submit the-
daughter.
I submit the foreign guys
And you
just
would
wanna
know
find them.
that my daughter is infected and is like not actively dead
And also
whatever.
has a cure just in case.
And a cure with her, so why don't you fucking go save her, you dumb fucks?
Can I just take a minute to say I don't understand why that searching software had to be like a fucking like AutoCAD simulator.
It's all stupid.
Jesus Christ! So much 3D modeling, like, and why?
Yeah,
like
there's so
okay,
much
fine. It
3D
conveys
modeling.
it conveys to the audience like, okay, here's the school. It's on this street. It's like you could have fucking Google mapped this shit. Come on.
What you could have done too. So apparently, I learned from YouTuber Gaijin Hunter that the plane simulator games have really good models.
Oh, yeah.
And he's actually, I love this. He's from Cleveland.
Nice.
He's from Lakewood.
Nice.
Yeah. So he used to fly over the city, and apparently it's really good modeling. And that modeling in that game for a plane simulator was much better than that 3D modeling. So
Yeah.
I just let me think. This is a prototype for plane simulator.
It's fucking terrible.
Just like how in Grandma's Boy, the footage they used is a canceled game called Demonic.
Oh,
There was a real game that was being developed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the fucking the Alice still stumbling around the fucking abandoned city.
Yeah.
In a
There's a
hospital
weird,
gown.
creepy fucking slug
Yeah,
up
a bunch
her
of
arm.
weird slugs like crawling. You're like, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
Oh, and it's never explained.
Nope, never ever.
Don't know what it was.
Once again, we have another flashback of the same flashback we saw a couple of minutes ago.
That flashback happens like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, in case you haven't seen the first movie, she was in this before, and she has amnesia, I think.
And Matt got taken away with scratches on his arms and
Yeah.
tentacles coming out.
Nemesis program. Just like, what the hell?
But what's happening? What? Oh no!
Yeah, this is back to Ashford's fucking drone CCTV camera checking. And then I skipped all the way to the fucking priest. This is when we see the other group.
They cut to a church.
Yeah,
very creepy church. That was creepy.
Yeah, we forgot to say that Jill was at the fucking bridge when she met Peyton.
Oh yeah,
and the
did we care?
news reporter lady was with them.
Who the fuck was she?
I forgot.
How the fuck did they know her?
Random civilian caught in the
really
circumstances, I guess.
She was really just a random fucking. She's important at the end, apparently.
Yeah, what she was doing is important, but like a random news lady who like just joins them. They find out.
Like
what's
the,
what she doing?
Like the camera. The
No,
camera was the plot device. That's the only reason she was there.
Yeah,
How did they even recover that? Oh,
Jill grabs it.
Okay.
They
Well,
fuck everyone else. They want a camera. Which there's a moment in the church here which she almost gets get killed, and Chris even said, he's like, "Man, I wish she had died." It's just so pointless.
Yeah, she is entirely.
She was literally a character to get bitten.
Yeah, absolutely. But she doesn't because Peyton's already had filling that role for the entirety of the fucking movie.
Oh god.
But yeah, they go. The priest has a family member.
Well, no, you forgot when
the guy
they walk in.
What are you doing in here? Who's
Yeah,
that?
this is my place. I don't know, but this big ass church ain't big enough for the more than just me. I mean, literally, it's a fucking massive church, like really, really tall vaulted ceilings.
The guy's an idiot.
There's like multiple versions of that too. I swear to God, this church has like 2 different like
Sets?
open halls.
I'm pretty sure, like, they probably like rechanged the set like multiple times and didn't pay attention to the fucking continuity.
But the church is so dark and creepy for no reason other than it's a creepy ass church.
Yeah, the power of the whole fucking city go out. Like, what the fuck?
Apparently.
Is that about? So stupid. But yeah, they go into the thing. They find the church. They meet the guy. I don't. That guy's not a priest, but then there's another priest with a relative of some kind. I don't know if it's a sister or a wife or mother tied up in a chair.
Sister, I think.
I think it was sister.
I thought it was sister too, but I paid attention this time. He never says what the fuck the relationship is.
I thought he said my sister's not well.
Did he say sister?
Yeah,
Maybe that's
then she's like a zombie.
I think like she's not well as well. I think I swear to God they like avoided saying anything, but I like in my mind just said like it's sister. But I think they like I don't know. Fucking who cares?
Oh no, she's
it's
a zombie.
unimportant. The entire scene is unimportant. It's
It's
just like an interesting concept, but like a fucking tossed away scene that doesn't mean anything.
It felt like the Dawn of the Dead reference.
Yeah, it did. It felt like or
like,
a fucking Dead Alive. If we have to ask for the Lord.
I kick ass for the Lord. That movie. We're gonna have to do that one.
That movie's too good for this show.
Well, you know what? Fuck that. This is my podcast. I like that movie. I want to reason to watch that movie again. So we'll probably do that eventually.
Yeah, probably.
Also, it's dumb in a good way.
Yeah, Hugh Jackson. That's always good.
Yeah, but like he deserved his death.
Yeah, of course. That was a dumb thing to do. He was feeding people to the fucking zombie sister or whatever the fuck she is.
Which then makes him a bad guy.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Like, good job, priest. You kill people to save one zombie instead of killing one zombie to save other people.
The one character who like genuinely thought like, oh, this is just like a sickness. Like it's fine. She'll recover. And then he gets bitten and then just tossed away for like 30 seconds. He's on screen for 30 seconds.
I mean, if that's a reference to Dawn of the Dead, it was poorly handled. Because in the original Dawn of the Dead, when you see all the zombies in the cage and the priest comes out, and it's like, leave these spirits be, and everything. And you see him thinking, and that's actually, I thought, a good reference. Because it's like, is there a holy acrimony to this thing? Like, he's missing both his legs or one of them. And it's like, he might have been bit. He might have actually been bit and everything. But, his faith is what saved him or something. Who knows? Yeah. That priest had a redeeming quality. He's feeding the zombies, but he's not. It's multiple of them. He's like, we're not going to just dishonor them. We're putting them all in a room and they'll eat each other. Who cares? But we're treating them with respect. Yeah. He was just, oh, don't touch my sister.
Yeah, it was a very stupid scene that literally meant nothing.
Yep.
And then the liquor show from nowhere.
Liquor time!
Yeah, I wrote in my notes like, where the fuck did these liquors fucking come from? In the original there was one, and it was a very specific experiment in the lab. Where fucking 3 of them come from to fucking pop up in this goddamn this castle, this fucking church alone? Just 3 fucking liquors.
How did you count that? I counted 3.
Yeah,
How
there
the
were 3.
fuck did you count 3?
I thought there were 2. No, they said
there was 1.
At one point they say there's 3.
No, there's definitely more than 1.
Yes, but
I thought there was 2. In my mind, but I was like, oh, there's 2 of them. But then like there's at least 3 of them. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
How did he see them? How did he see 3? If they're moving that much, how do you know that the one that just disappeared is not the one that runs across the same, they teamed up.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them over there, but only one's moving. How do you know there's 3? The fuck?
This movie's so dumb. Anyway, lots of quick cuts to hide how slow the motorcycle stunt is when Mila Jovovich pops into the glass.
Okay, so Chris pointed this out, that in lore, liquors are blind. Completely blind.
Yeah.
Right? And they rely on their sound.
Absolutely.
They have no concept of heat vision.
The heat vision in this movie! The fuck is heat vision? Because really,
yeah, I know.
they're moving around so quickly and with no fucking shown of sonar or anything, and they have heat vision.
And also, they never explain what the fuck they are. If someone didn't just came in with this movie, like, what the fuck are those things? Why the fuck are they in a zombie apocalypse? Why are they monsters now?
Yeah.
Are they demons? What the fuck are demons doing hanging out?
Did you say they were like moles or
They
something?
were.
They were. I think it.
They're crimson heads that are mutated.
Okay, well, like I swear
Crimson
that,
heads are like red, like the zombies with like red heads that are like expressing more powerful than normal zombies. But then eventually, if they're left alone, they mutate eventually into lickers. I think is how it works in the game.
That sounds right, but I swear I read somewhere in like some lore that suggests that like lickers were originally like maybe it was like specifically when they were experimenting with them at first, but that they were originally just rabbits that were injected with the T virus.
That's what the first movie alluded to. I think, because I thought that too when I thought the first movie, they like showed like they ran experiments on humans and other things. They showed a bunch of rabbits, and then like a quick like flash cut to like a liquor or something like that. I'd be like, that what they are? Okay. I remember thinking the exact same thing. I don't know. It's never fucking clear where the fuck they came from in the first movie.
Okay.
But now there's a bunch of them.
They were cool.
They're all cool design. And like,
one of my
in the game, they're
coworkers,
fucking terrifying.
One of my coworkers actually has a liquor tattoo on his neck.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
The second remake, the original game had a really cool liquor scare. The fucking sequel one has a couple of really amazing, really good scares with the fucking lickers because they're a really cool enemy.
Yeah.
And I think you're right though. Like in like canon game lore, that they were just like human zombies that mutated into lickers.
Yeah. They this is actually one of the things I had an issue with was I thought the lickers could have been done better visually.
I'll say that
flat.
I'll say that the CGI wasn't terrible for the time. Like what? I didn't write down. I forgot what year the fucking movie came out.
Who fucking cares?
But yeah, I feel like they weren't. I feel like most of the movie's effects. The CGI wasn't terrible for them. Also, the dogs I think looked really good. You could see like, oh, that's old school CGI. It's like old school makeup. Yeah. But like, I thought they looked really good. The CGI on the dogs looked really good. And the fucking lickers, I thought like you can see that occasionally they look a little bad, but like it's still like fine for the time, and you're gonna accept it.
Yeah. I just thought they were a little flat, and it's a little. They just lacked that extra. The extra thing I thought that would have put them over the edge. Yeah. I think we didn't see them enough too. Like
they were in one scene that was like I guess cool for the time and dumb now. They were and then like never shown again or never explained or anything.
Yeah, and like even when we did see them, like we didn't see them. Like the one dude gets like just a lick. The dude like is like, oh, there's a charge, get the fuck out, you know. And they're like, hey, calm the fuck down, dude. He's like, okay, yeah, he gets killed because he runs off on his own.
Yeah,
because there's a bunch of monsters that you can barely track. So run off into another giant fucking cathedral. Yeah, and try to track them on your own. That'll work. That's a good recipe. Yeah.
But I'll just talk about the liquor scene though. Then of course, big dumb stupid motorcycle fight with Mila Jovovich.
How did you know that they were?
How she fly into the fucking window at the church?
I want to know everything about that. Like, it was cool.
We're like 5 minutes into this fucking movie, and we're already like at 40 minutes in this podcast.
Oh my god,
this movie is a piece of fucking shit.
It's so long.
I know, but like, okay,
how is it this long?
All I wanted to say about this dumb scene: why do her bullets have umbrella logos on them?
What?
Did they?
You didn't see it when she shot like the stupid 3D bullet like spinning has a fucking umbrella on the back of it. I'm like, she didn't get those pistols from a fucking umbrella facility. Where the fuck did those come from?
I'm assuming she took them off of dead people. Then I don't know.
Stupid.
But maybe like a dead UBCS member or something, and she just like took his gun.
Yeah, and this is one in my notes wrote. Almost no one in this dumb movie is named except for Alice and Jill for the first fucking hour.
yeah, she really wasn't.
My God.
Yeah, and that's only like Jill goes like, "Who the fuck are you?" when she saves them. Of course, she needs to save the main character from the fucking
why
series.
Why are you gonna be rude? Why was Jill so rude to her? Like, okay,
I don't know.
Like,
she's cool and badass, and it's the fucking early aughts, and everything's corny.
But she just jumped through a fucking glass window on a motorcycle. Oh yeah. Shot it and blew up the motorcycle.
Jumped off the motorcycle. The motorcycle kept driving in a straight line and then up a wall. What the fuck was that?
Why did you rude to her? She just saved you. Good job.
We didn't talk about that stupid scene enough, but who cares?
Jill's not normally not nearly that crap.
She's not hostile to anybody except for Carlos when he's a big weird sex pest.
That's right.
Speaking of sex pest,
she's ruined Carlos only because he's a pervert.
Yeah.
Speaking of sex pest, we got the LJ driving around because he's apparently important.
Yeah,
and he sees some naked zombies.
Yeah, I wrote random titty zombies. make Omar Epps crash.
Yeah,
or Mike Epps.
Boobs cause car crash. I was really writing boobs. And then he crashes his car. I'm like, oh boy. We had a plot relevant boobs.
Zombie hookers.
Literally. But I wrote my notes. I wrote like randomly because I think it comes back to the main villain. I wrote, main foreign guy villain played Baron von Strucker in Marvel movies. Oh. That's where I know him from. But also, he sucked in this.
I forget everything.
He didn't have a name. He was never fucking named.
Yeah.
His name is like Colonel Tom Kane.
I could really tell him apart from another random head suit scientist.
He was the nobody. He was a scientist, I thought. He's like a part of the military.
Who the fuck knows?
It's all stupid as shit.
No one is introduced.
And this is when I like stopped taking notes on what's happening. I just wrote, the main villain was Baron von Strucker, and then I wrote terrible sound mixing. The guns are too loud. I just wanted to get a big shootout between the cops and the zombies and stuff.
And I think you see the umbrella guys too, and then Carlos goes his knife. Well, now you don't have a knife, dummy.
Yeah,
good job.
Dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Use your gun. Use your gun to kill the zombie. Dumb.
Also, Carlos is a fucking ninja. Okay, if he could just throw the knife with that precision
those
and get a
fucking
straight headshot like
those
that.
fucking knives. I have a ton of stuff. Knows about them later in the fucking
Jesus
game.
Christ.
By the way, I love how, despite having a massive military force, that the zombie horde is unaffected by killing its members.
Yeah.
Just swear it doesn't slow them down, and all the cops get killed.
Yeah, I wrote zombie helmet acting. Like when zombies like looking at the camera, like,
Yes!
like some real fucking fucking AMC like zombie contest, fucking acting into that helmet, like wagging his head around, being real dramatic.
And it's like, why is he gonna look at that random helmet?
Also, I wrote in my notes at this point, no zombie word. They haven't said zombie.
Did they ever say zombie? Disinfected.
I think at some point they may, but I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, literally
dumb.
For those movies,
Infected, maybe, but I think you're right. I don't think they actually use the word zombie.
Which it could make sense.
in a lot of things, but I think eventually in this series, I think they start saying zombies eventually.
They might when it's the fucking the entire world is apparently taken over by
Which is like the next fucking movie.
Yeah.
But of the fucking third movie out of the 7 movies that there are.
No, there's only 4. Oh, so by the way, fun fact about this movie. This is the only one of the sequels that has a number on it canonically. Because if you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, it says Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. Every other one, Afterlife, Resurrection, all those, have no numbers.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But I told my coworker about it. I said, we're going to be watching this and recording for it. And he said, oh, Resident Evil 2. I'm like, it's not Resident Evil 2, it's Resident Evil Apocalypse. He's like, no, it's Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. Yeah. And I looked it up, and it is Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse. Why is it the only one with a number?
Yeah,
either do or don't. Do or don't.
They're all fucking dumb as hell.
Oh God, I hate this movie. I know. I didn't know that it was going to be this bad, Matthew Lewis. Why did you say a year and a half ago this is the one we're going to watch?
It's like with the BioShock games. You got the people who designed the BioShock titles just don't know how to count. 1, 2, infinites. Yeah. Infinity. Other numbers.
I mean, they've made no other ones, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It's a coverall.
Series over after that.
It's smarter than this, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you that.
Infinite is technically a number. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're going to spend too much time on this dumbass movie. Jill is being the dumb guy letting the bitten person stick around. And she's like, no, you're not going to kill my friend Peyton. He's the best thing about this stupid asshole movie.
And I was like, he's right there. They're talking about killing him.
Jill walked into a police station and popped like fucking 3-4 people in the fucking head, not even thinking about it. And now Peyton, she's like, whatever, leave him around for the entire movie so he can give us a jump scare later.
I'll kill him. Yeah, sure you are.
Of course.
He's also, you're talking about killing this guy. He's right there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies, come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and this is when we have Kung Fu Graveyard Fight. This is dumb.
yes. So when this happened, I forgot about the jump scare, and I'm like, how did all these dead people all get infected?
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be a virus that's actually transmitted.
I think it's maybe it's airborne at this point. I don't know.
Okay, it's airborne. It's airborne, you say. How the fuck did it get to caskets?
Yeah, exactly.
And they all just happened to wake up at the exact time, same time. This is a point where they get overwhelmed.
Right, like I'm pretty sure that like some games have done that whole trip of like, oh, the zombies are coming out of graveyards.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty. I mean,
dumb things do it.
I was gonna say, well, actually, let me just be the actually guy. Just my glasses. I'm the only one not wearing glasses. This is another reference to Resident Evil 3 because this is the first game that had a sequence where zombies came out of the ground, like like a Romero magic zombie out of the ground thing, and then it happens again in Code Veronica. But in that game, which was made in fucking like 97 or whatever the fuck, it didn't make sense then. It doesn't make sense in this fucking movie. It's still just a cool like look or whatever the fuck. Just so they can have a terrible speed ramped fucking kung fu fight where they make way too many. No, this is like a fucking Steven Seagal movie. Well, like she talks about like a light type of. It's so dumb for like 20 minutes.
I honestly don't remember. I remember this happened, but I don't remember anything.
I don't remember this at all either. It's so stupid. It's so long.
But I actually was gonna say because now that I think about it, and when the games did do that whole like graveyard trope, it's like hang on, that probably doesn't make sense in that game's context either.
It's dumb.
Yeah, that was a new character in the 90s. 90s games, who cared? No, it's a cool look.
But it wasn't even cool here.
It was dumb as shit here.
It really was. Like, that's not the scene that you put into an action movie.
Yeah, also-
you put that into a horror film.
Yeah, where like the zombies aren't like specifically chemically created.
Exactly, that's the other thing. These
It's-
are chemically created zombies from a lab.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you telling me they're just injecting it into a casket
Into the dirt.
Right.
Yeah, it's
But like,
airborne.
this is fucking Walking Dead, okay? Like, it's not the case where just like literally anybody dies for any reason that doesn't involve
Yeah,
shooting the
because then-
head and you come back to life. It's
Yeah,
like,
'cause at
this is
that
not
point-
Walking Dead, okay? This is Resident Evil.
At that point, if it was airborne, there would be no point in nuking the city because it'd already be fucking planet wide, like a couple of days.
Exactly.
But
They stopped for several seconds, by the way, to look around, like stopping and looking, and the zombies start moving in. Like we're overrun. Well, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
Why'd you need to stop for a solid 20 seconds to realize there's a lot of fucking zombies around me?
Yeah, and like just to cut this stupid asshole scene off, the only other note about this scene I just completely glossed over was everyone in Stars trained to break necks with ease? Because they're just constantly breaking zombies' necks.
really
What kind of fucking police force is this?
Remember at the end of that fight scene, there's the rotting head with maggots in it?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Rest in peace, just for a dumb,
Yes, rest in
a
peace.
dumb visual gag.
They do
Thanks,
love
movie.
those.
That was real good.
Good cut.
Yeah, a very
God,
funny
this
fucking
movie.
visual joke. We were like 10 minutes into this piece of shit.
And so much is happening at the
yeah.
same time. Nothing happens in this
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, well, something's about to happen because we got
Nemesis
to the,
activate.
Yeah, activate the Nemesis. I wrote down. I can't believe I didn't write down her name, but Zoe Deschanel's sister, who's the star of Bones, is that random lady scientist at the lab who awakens Nemesis and controls him for the rest of the movie. I forgot her name, but she's another Deschanel sister. She's great in
Emily
Bones.
or-
Is it Emily Deschanel?
Well, I only know of Zoe and Emily.
Yeah, Emily is. Yeah, she's the one in Bones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the scientist. She's that woman sitting at the computer saying, "I'm going to control Nemesis."
Oh, that was her?
Yeah.
Oh, I did
That's
first
cool.
see that. Okay.
Hey, it's cool. That's also dumb.
It's dumb as shit.
So dumb.
Yeah, but then they like activate the Nemesis program. Like, oh, there's too many zombies. We need to awaken Nemesis to kill humans. Like, what the fuck is happening? That didn't make any goddamn sense.
They drop. Can we just start skipping over some of the stuff? They drop a package in the hospital, and
yeah.
Carlos's team. He's still not named, by the way. I even wrote that. I said, have they said Carlos's name?
Yeah, no. We see the Nemesis waking up in a lab.
You see him waking up in the lab. He's all cool looking. They drop some packages, and the team's like, "Hey, come help us!" And they drop some weapons that are all gone by the time they get there. Even though it's right there.
I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck did that happen? But then, like, on this, like, fucking
Also-
fourth week, I realized, oh, they were in the Umbrella facility. That's how I was like, how the fuck did Nemesis beat them from seeing the plane and then them going to where it landed? How the fuck did Nemesis get the weapons and leave before they even came to the area? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no, that was like a foot away from Nemesis when it dropped. That was the same facility he was in.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
It's
very
dumb.
unclear.
It was so dumb, and it was
Yeah,
like
that was very stupid.
Also, there's so many more.
But this one, cut to random, like, we cut to the stars in that theater. I was like, why the fuck are all these stars held up in this theater? And also, why are all of the stars members 50-year-old, gray-haired Midwestern dads?
It was all about them.
Like, I saw the guy on the roof with the fucking cowboy hat and the sniper rifle. And
Yeah,
like,
he was
hang
like-
on, is that Chris? Oh god, no, I hope it's not Chris.
I was like, who is that guy? 'Cause
Yeah,
he seemed like he's probably one of the most character-filled guys. in this
The guy with the
entire
hat, yeah, he was a funny character. I don't think he had a name, of course. No one has a fucking name. But yeah, then LJ like stumbles on and they save LJ and he comes in. He's like, oh, gold custom guns. Funny joke, haha. Mike Epps is a
Also,
comedian.
I was just saying, I'm like, when he was like, had all these guns pointed at him, I'm like, some social commentary.
Yeah.
A black
Oh.
man getting
All these
pointed
police
at
officers.
Yeah, he's just like, he's not even phased. He's like, this is just my fucking life.
Yeah,
So, social commentary.
Yeah,
Just
I
my
love weird
face.
pimp. I missed, but like, oh yeah, the Nemesis shows up and just fucking mows down everybody. This is the first scene of Nemesis. Looks good.
Yeah, he does look good. And
Yeah.
also, no one shot him in the head.
Yeah,
You know to kill these things by shooting them in the head.
Yeah.
They've all realized this.
Yeah.
How the fuck would nobody shoot him in the head? Also, why did Umbrella give him a bunch of weapons? Why didn't they give him a rocket
Why
launcher?
did they kill
and a
people?
minigun? Stars. What are they
why is
doing?
he killing stars? They like you cut the Emily Deschanel in the lab talking to the foreign guy whose name I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they're like, haha, these stars are the best. Let's test that. Why the fuck, if this city is overrun with zombies that you're trying to cover up, would you activate your super monster to kill people?
Right?
To kill humans?
Like, when you're going to be shooting a fucking bomb anyway.
yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point of anything that's happening?
Also, how the fuck did Mike Epps? It was like LJ.
Yeah, LJ was his real name.
How the hell did he
It's
survive
crazy.
that? He didn't crouch down.
I think the gag was that like Nemesis is that good that with the minigun just spraying into a building you can avoid the one civilian.
Okay, yeah, sure.
He's that good. That's what they're saying, I guess.
He's just that
Also,
good.
he goes, respect. And again, I thought another social commentary. He's like, You gunned down the police. All right.
But also, yeah,
I didn't notice that.
but also, like, we missed a joke when like Nemesis is scanning him, saying like, "Oh, threat like minimal," and he drops him with threat.
I noticed
threat.
that.
That was funny, but like. Michael was like saying something the whole time. You see his mouth moving, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. I assume it's some kind of joke that was like edited out of the movie last second, but I would have loved to know what that was more than just like the funny gag of like Nemesis' robot vision. Which why the fuck is this robot vision? But it's like, and then we finally cut to the worst scene, or one of the worst fucking bottom of the barrels for me. Not the worst, but Jill literally saying Alice is cooler than her than she is. That's just like, this fucking original character fucking self-insert fanfic is like the main character in the series is like, man, you're so cool, you're the coolest and the best, and you're so much better than I am. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna turn this fucking movie off right the fuck now.
All you need to know about this next scene is the wheelchair guy calls them and says, "Save my daughter." Like, that's all.
Yeah.
It takes a few times because he keeps calling and they keep like walking past all these phones that are just randomly showing up.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, this is when Peyton has this like freak out scene about like, man, like, we get the call from Ashford saying, "Rescue my daughter," and then and Peyton's like, "That's bullshit. I don't believe they're gonna fucking nuke the city." He's really good. That's really good in that scene. He's actually really like emotional, actually like really like real actor looking person in this fucking dumbass movie with everyone.
Honestly,
with Jill unaffected cool acting, and then fucking Alice unaffected cool acting,
and then the reporter
freaking out and being useless.
You know, they're gonna nuke the city. How big? 5 megatons. What does that mean? What do you think it means? You heard the word nuke.
Yeah, like that's all you need to fucking know.
That's not an uncommon term, even in this fictional setting.
What does it mean? It's a big fucking number. That's what it means.
Also, a nuke, a nuclear bomb. We all know what they are.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
You're not telling me that they know what certain people in stars know what nuclear bombs are, but a reporter doesn't.
The megaton yield of a fucking bomb is kind of random.
Megaton!
Yeah, it's so dumb.
You know what a ton is?
But then fortunately fucking...
It's a megaton!
While they're having a freak out and argument, Nemesis fortunately shows up and starts fucking shooting at them, thank God.
I wrote this down. He wrote threat, moderate, for Alex. But then they call her the primary target. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's his primary target and she's a moderate threat? Like, how is you not going to be like elevated threat or some bullshit? How you going to call her moderate of a threat?
It's so dumb. But yeah, they have a big long dumb shootout. Who cares? She jumps into a station. I was like, is this a police station? This could be a reference to the original game where you go back. In 3 takes place before and after 2, which takes place entirely in the police station. And at one point in 3, you go to the police station before 2 happens, and you fuck the shit up for why things like it isn't 2. That's a really cool scene. She jumps. I was like, that's a cool little reference. I think. I'm not sure. It still looks stupid as hell.
But like, I didn't even know this was where she was. I remember.
I'm not sure.
Because I was trying to write down some notes, and also it was dumb, and I forget it and everything. But Chris pointed out there's the garbage disposal she jumps into.
Yeah.
Why she shoot around it? Why not just go through it?
Like, yeah. Also, I thought it was like a fucking like long swoop. Like, how the fuck did he shoot a rocket launcher down there and actually went through it?
But like, so she shot through the wall to create like a weak point for her to just literally bust through it. It's just like, well, okay, I guess you could make the argument that's like. It saves you a few seconds because you just like bust through the wall and go down the chute versus like going to the chute, stopping, opening the thing, and then jumping down through it.
And she like breaks her finger and lands into a plastic trash bin. And then Nemesis looks down, points a rocket launcher, fires, and she moves. And apparently, a plastic trash bin is stronger than a rocket launcher.
Yeah, it just stops the bomb.
No damage. That's not how plastic trash works.
Like no explosions, like barely any noticeable like tears or anything.
Yeah,
yeah.
But now this is what is air freshener or cream of the crop the fucking good scene.
What we're gonna talk about later on the end. But I say cream of the crop is the one that we enjoyed unironically, whereas the air freshener is the ironically so bad it's enjoyable.
I would say that my cream of the crop, as we say this podcast, like, in case we didn't forget, is the Jill reporter like commiserating in the car and then her having to kill Peyton and like closing the door on him. There's some really good acting from Jill's actress, just like being sad about him dying, commiserating with the reporter, and then the jump scare of him popping up and her having to kill him and not wanting to, and then like sadly closing the door and continuing on with the mission. That bit was really well acted, and I'll say on Jill's actress's part. And I'll say that was my cream of the crop. Like that was a good scene. I like that little bit. That 2 seconds in this fucking giant piece of shit was actually good to watch. Yeah, cream of the crop. But yeah, this was back when we finally meet Epps. Just randomly walks into them. I guess.
Yeah. But I wrote, there's still no plot. It's just reference to video games and action scenes.
Yeah.
I wrote that then. And
all
I said
pointless.
At every point of this movie, I have said and thought that.
Yeah, and then they meet LJ, and then they're walking around still. This is what they get. Ashford gave them the mission to save his dumb daughter. and they're saying she's probably at the school. And so this week they go to the school, they see that that fucking Chekhov's gun of the zombie kids, the dog cages.
Fuck zombie dogs. Resident Evil 4, they were awful, especially that one scene in this after you get a castle. There's a little garden with those fucking dogs.
Oh yeah.
I played that game at least 20 to 30 times through, and every fucking time I play that game, that scene, it's only like a few minutes long, it always leaves me like, that's probably the most terrified moments of my entire life.
I think even in the fucking first, they're a staple in Resident Evil as a series.
Yeah, I remember the original game.
In the first game
there too.
Oh yeah, in the very first game, the fucking first like jump scares when one fucking just bursts through a window and you're like, what the fuck?
I remember exactly where that is.
That's a famous thing.
Oh god, I hated that.
Yeah, and this is when also we find out that we at some point, I didn't write my fucking notes because who gives a shit? This is going way too long. We're already almost at an hour now.
Oh god.
That the fucking Carlos's group gets a message also from Ashford saying go to the school, and so they're all meeting up at the school, and Omar Epps is like they're going to the school with Omar Epps now. He's just part of the gang. They're fucking looking around, and he gets spooked by a skeleton. That made me laugh.
Yeah,
like, I got you, mother, and then a jump scare zombie. I was like, that's funny.
That was a good moment. He was enjoyable.
He's always great. Mike Epps is a great actor. He's fucking funny. But like, yeah, and then I also wrote like, what the fuck is he like? Does Carlos is like, oh, you're here too, and like you're here for the mission, and then he's just like, yeah,
you remember the girl? Yeah, the girl.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wrote in my notes, does LJ know about the fucking daughter plan, or is he fucking lying? I don't know if he knows at all now.
In your neck. Or your shirt.
Is that bug or something?
I don't know. It's a bug or just fuzz.
Oh,
I just saw it land up.
Oh goodness.
Oh, just fuzz.
Oh, thank God. He's fucking. I got my dogs following me all the way here. This fucking dog. But yeah, Epps may or may not have been lying about the fucking dumb daughter mission that they're all on.
I don't care.
Who cares?
The
reporter dies. It's sad.
That's. I was like, this is dumb. She walks into an empty room and sees someone kind of moving, and she's talking.
Another hunched over person. Oh, let me slowly approach them. Are they they're a zombie.
And then all of a sudden, all the zombie kids.
Yeah, like 10, 20 of them just show up.
Yeah, full classroom. Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, of course, like this movie is constantly, never talked about it because we're going too long, but like a constant problem. The zombies are either like hissing, growling, loud as shit, or sometimes they're completely stealth and just sneak up on people. A giant horde, like several classrooms full of zombie kids, they're completely out of sight, and then when it's here, it's like a fucking screaming their heads off.
They go back in that room and just they're gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Yeah, reporter's dead. Sad. Anyway, kid zombies acting. I said the kid zombie actors are pretty good. They weren't bad for kid actors.
I mean, they were zombies.
But then they find the girl.
They did their role well.
Yeah.
And then they show up into the cafeteria, and you see the zombie dogs.
They have the girl. They rescue
saved her.
At some point, Jill finds them. Who cares? Jill finds the girl. I forget her name.
I'm pretty sure the dogs were actually like real dogs, not CGI. And that.
Oh no, they were real dogs. They were the bloody makeup on them was CGI'd onto real dogs.
Was that?
Yeah, there were like real dogs there physically in the scene acting.
Right.
But like the blood and the makeup and the missing eyes and the jaw showing, that was CGI'd onto. Like,
they did.
They
did
it
Hobbit.
Good. He fooled you.
It looked really good.
Yeah. They did Hobbit CG.
Yeah, they like After Effects on actual dogs.
Yeah, the dogs were good.
Which was really, really like again, even like. Yeah.
I could have sworn it was like practical effects done on the dogs.
I think some shots it was practical. They had some like jelly hanging off of the dogs, and then other scenes when they had like close up of like the white eyes and like the half jaw missing or whatever dogs. That was CGI like over a normal dog.
Okay.
But yeah, it was all really good effects.
Yeah.
I'll never let the movie have bad effects.
Yeah. Nikolai was a badass, and then he dies.
Yeah, I wrote that too. Nikolai is just there and then dies.
Yep. And then Jill sets a bunch of gas, throws a match, which...
Oh, yeah. Well, come on. We can't have the main character of the game
do something
cooler than Alice, okay? She has to fail and fuck up, and then Alice, who's cool and hot and awesome, has to come and rescue both of them.
With a cigarette.
Yeah, with a fucking cigarette. That's so cool.
The Mythbusters would tell you, doesn't work.
Yeah, it does not light a fire.
So, and also, they're just covered by a fire blanket, take it off, they're completely fine.
Oh, Alice covers the girl with the fire blanket. Jill just has to jump away from the explosion.
Yeah, that's not how fire blankets work, though. Jill. That's not how fire blanket works. I don't give a fuck how improbable this movie is.
That also works.
Like, that's not how fire blankets work. Anyway,
and this is what finally,
T-Virus was great to see the girl.
Yeah, exactly. That was my next note too. Yeah, he made the right. That's a weird choice. Anyway, going on.
Who cares?
Oh, was it created for it, or was it just like, I know, I can use the T-Virus to save my daughter?
Yeah, but then also, I'm like knowing the future movie plots, so there's like an evil consortium of people with like the fucking Los Plagas and all kinds of other stuff, like making it to be immortal and weird and crazy, all kinds of other shit. I'm like, They just completely forget about this movie's whole plotline and like go to fucking crazy for the next 5 movies after this.
I'm glad they do.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie.
It's a piece of shit.
They show up to super fancy city hall. They kill a bunch of faceless guys because I never realized that trope. You can kill people if they're faceless. If you can't see their faces.
Oh yeah,
They're bad guys.
Before that scene, I was gonna say I wrote my notes really randomly. Weird how Carlos sticks around in this series for like almost the entirety of it. When he's like one of the few Resident Evil characters who never comes back in another game.
Huh.
He's only in 3,
yeah.
but he is like in the next like 4 movies, including like the last couple. Yeah, Carlos is like
by the way,
because in the original game, of course, Carlos and Jill had a maybe romantic chemistry thing, maybe. But I mean, come on, if Carlos is doing anything, he has to do the hot, cool main character Alice. Because she's the awesomest and the coolest. Yeah, she's better than... He's doing air humping gestures. As everyone knows, yeah. Carlos is too cool for Jill, so have Jill and Carlos, who are only in the game together, never have 2 fucking lines to each other. And have all of him be about Alice, because Alice is the best and she's the coolest and everyone cares about Alice.
By the way, we never mentioned, and who fuck cares, because this movie's garbage. That's why we're talking about it here on Movie Garbage. He got bit early on.
Yeah, did he get bit?
He got bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really
his
glossed over.
Yeah, the other member of their group. We glossed over it extra, but like, yeah.
Who fucking cares? This movie's terrible.
Yuri, who I think is another like way older guy who's also in the fucking 3. He bites him randomly for a second, and then they kill him, and then no one ever focuses on that bite for the next fucking last hour of this movie.
Yeah, and then of course the little girl has the antivirus, and he's cured. Congratulations, you didn't die.
Yeah,
good job.
Like, also now I'm thinking like, why does she have like 7,000 fucking needle marks in her arm? Like she needs to take it all the fucking time, but his ass takes it once and he's fine. I think Alice takes it once and she's fine, or
I think that the way
Alice is weird.
The way
they claim she's got it like embedded into her DNA now. So
Yeah.
who the fuck knows?
The way they explained it with the daughter, I'm pretty sure it's like, Alice used the phrase to keep the virus at bay. So it's called, they call it an antivirus, but it's really not a cure.
Yeah.
It's more just like stopping it from spreading.
So wouldn't Carlos need like 1,000 shots from the rest of his life to?
Of course not. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He jumps the helicopters and lands.
And doesn't afraid of anything.
He goes from falling terminal velocity to stopping with no ill effects. Because, when he jumps from the helicopter with the zip line, he would 100%, like, he'd split in half.
Yeah.
If that was real, he was cut in half.
Yeah.
And zombie food.
But my next note is this early aughts edge music is painful during Alice's fight scenes. I fucking hate this music.
They were just all done. How'd you get to the fucking roof? They go and kill these guys, but before they get there, there's a sniper on the roof who's like got a lock on Carlos, and then all of a sudden Alice taps him on the shoulder and like punches him off the building. It's like, how the fuck did she get up there? And then cool guy jumps down.
Yeah,
she's just
cool guy.
dumb.
This whole fight scene is fucking stupid as shit. I wrote in my notes like she's punching a guy for 5 minutes before his armed partner turns around, like sitting 5 feet away from him. She's like a guy in a fucking helmet, and like physically punching him. And then his friend, like all the 5 other guys who have guns, don't even fucking hear or see it.
So I'm writing a lot of things, by the way, because it goes from some dumb stuff to big stuff. Like, this fight scene was so long.
I know, this fight was so dumb and pointless. I don't even know or care who these idiots are. Yeah. I also wrote, world's tiniest knife takes out 6 guys in full body armor. Of course. Why are they on guard duty? If they're on guard duty, why are they wearing bike helmets? It's all stupid.
Because that way you can kill them, of course.
Yeah, and I said, why is foreign villain? Oh no, this one, like, they take out all these fully armored guys even though they have nothing on them and get into the plane and say, take off now. Because Nemesis is coming, and then like turn around and the fucking foreign bad guy has the daughter with a gun to his head. Like, how the fuck did he sneak up on them?
Why was
there are like 8 of them. They're like 8 of them outside the plane. Alice, who's the most smartest and strongest of them all, is inside the plane. And how did he sneak up behind him inside the plane with the girl?
Why the fuck were they in the cities? What I want to know. Why did that guy who was outside? Because they caught wheelchair guy earlier using the feeds.
I don't remember that fucking happening. Yeah, I remember that.
But why did they go back into the city? Oh, for the big dramatic fight scene? Why? You're dumb. You deserve to die. Everyone who goes into the city that you know is zombie infested deserves to die. Just like you condemned all those people to die. You said go to your homes and die or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And you go into the city. You told all these people to die and you go into the city. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. My God.
If you think that's dumb.
I'm really glad my apartment has big balls right now.
Dude, if you think
it gets dumber.
It gets dumber because seconds later you're just like, now that we're here, everyone sit down. We're gonna have Nemesis and Alice fight.
Also,
why the fuck are you wasting your time having these 2 fucking idiots fight?
Can we take a moment to acknowledge that in this fucking movie, Nemesis is apparently a remote-controlled robot
Yeah,
with a camera feed and everything. It's like in the game, it's like none of this is happening. He has tentacles. He just like, yes, he has his mission, but like that's all he ever does, and he just that's. I don't understand.
It's dumb.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
like, yeah, I even wrote Super Soldier fight between Alice and the Nemesis. And he's like, fight him. And I was just like, no. And he's like,
What a waste of time.
yeah. The best part of the movie, apparently, when she speaks with the audience. And he's like, I'll kill your friends. She's like, I don't even know him. Go ahead. So then he shoots the scientist who created the T-virus, the wheelchair guy. Shoots him in the neck right in front of his daughter.
Yeah. It says, that guy was important. I don't care about your friends. And like, why the fuck wouldn't you kill one of the friends then? You could have kept him around.
Right? I did say, I thought that was a good twist, though. And that's how you call a bluff.
Yeah.
You want to call a bluff on somebody? You kill someone.
You kill the most important person there.
Yeah, you kill someone that's important to you and say, I'll kill these unimportant people to me.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good for this unnamed foreign villain. I only refer to him as foreign villain in my fucking book notes.
I didn't refer to him at all.
And
I
yeah,
don't give a shit. No, he's suit. He's a fucking suit.
Yeah, and then these two fucking idiots start fighting. Who cares? And then I wrote my what's more, our fucking fifth flashback of the fucking stupid asshole movie. She flashed back again to the Matt character being taken away and tentacles coming out of his fucking arm. And then like this, a split second, you see a dummy of like a fucking like split open head like of the guy or whatever the hell being worked on. I said that is the fucking fakest dummy I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And it's comedically bad looking, like a fucking like a shitty medical thing.
I'm saying this whole fight scene. That's said. It could have been really cool, but it just give you. Chris used this term, whiplash.
Yeah.
It's a whiplash fight scene.
Crazy bad
The
speed
cuts were
ramping.
just way too frequent.
Yeah, bad editing,
it's
close-ups, bad sound effects.
It goes from like super fast jump cuts and sped up to slow motion for a second, back to it. It's like you're just going so fast, I can't see anything.
It's all stupid and bad, and also of
There's
course,
Chekhov's broken pipe, by the
big
way.
stupid broken pipe. But I was gonna say, of course, Alice of course has to fight it because of course the one game Nemesis is in. Jill fights Nemesis. Jill fights Nemesis 1,000 times in that game. He turns into a bigger and bigger monster as the game goes on, and in the fucking third game, in the remake at least, it's the fucking coolest thing in the world because he's literally fucking building sized. He's a giant monster with this like a big giant head and tentacles everywhere. She gets a giant like comedically anime sized railgun, sticks it in his fucking mouth and blows him to bits. But no, these two fucking idiots fist fighting in front of a helicopter.
Yeah, fist fighting until
and he's still like normal size.
After Nemesis
so
gets the
stupid.
upper hand with a broken off piece of metal, the bad guy suit throws a machete to Alice.
Yeah.
For what reason?
And I thought Nemesis like gets a machete from something, and then
He rips off.
Yeah, he tosses like two batons to fucking Alice. Is dumb, but it's like two metal batons.
It's dumb. It's all dumb.
Who
And
gives a
also,
fuck? And then like she kicks him into the stupid metal, and then I wrote Nemesis just chooses to be good, huh?
yeah. By the way, Nemesis is Matt.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what a twist!
I'm Nemesis.
Whoa, totally didn't see that coming. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't say one word.
Stars.
And that's it. By the way, Carlos and Jill wait until this moment to start freeing themselves.
I wrote in my note, where the fuck did they get the metal? Did I miss it?
knives.
I'll admit, I had to watch the movie twice because, of course, the fucking year and a half gap between watching it. This second time, I actively fast-forwarded through this fucking dumbass whole fight. When did they get tiny pieces of metal to cut the fucking
I thought they were
vent?
like pocket knives.
I didn't see them get them.
They must have had it on them.
They never
Yeah.
showed them. They just had them. The next scene, the heroes had them, and they're getting out of their cups. I'm like,
It
what
was
the
dumb.
fuck was that?
Right,
That's
like,
dumb.
I can understand like Carlos just happened to have one. It's probably in his arsenal that we
Yeah.
just have to assume that he had. But
Jill's
like,
got one in her
did Jill,
miniskirt.
where the fuck did Jill get one?
Or we could have seen, but I'm saying we could have seen her like.
She
We could have
literally
seen
pulled it out of her ass.
nice, but he could have had one, and then like we seen him take it out at some point, and then we seen him pass her one at one point. No, I don't remember any of that shit. They just have tiny pieces of metal and just get out of their fucking zip ties.
No problem.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. By the way, so yeah, she Nemesis gets like impaled, and the suit is like, finish him, and Alice is like, he's my friend. No, I can't kill him. Meanwhile, the suit is like, he's just a piece of fucking machinery. We don't care about him. He's garbage. He's a fucking worthless. He should fucking die. You need to kill him. Put him out of his misery. We hate him. Oh, he's the worst.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you gonna shit talk this overpowered bioweapon in front of him? I don't give a fuck if you control him.
Well, yeah, fortunately,
Never talk shit about a fucking bioweapon in front of it.
Yeah, unless you actually could kick it out. But then, like, of course, yeah, this is when Nemesis just chooses to be good, and then fucking turns on them and kills everybody. I literally, this is like a giant gap in my notes. I fucking just stopped taking notes for like almost the entire rest of this movie at this point.
Same. I did the same thing.
Until my fucking air freshener, when they get out to the zip ties, they get into play. I forget what happens.
The two more random helicopters shoot at Alice.
Yeah, and then this is my fucking air freshener. Part one of my air freshener is the choosing to be Nemesis fucking comes up with a rocket launcher, shoots the fucking helicopters, they're bulletproof, and a big giant pipe comes and hits Alice in the head.
Killed by a fucking fallen helicopter.
Which could have been avoided if they just closed the fucking door.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a scene. So Alice is running through this. The city hall has all these windows, which they only have for dramatic glass breaking effects. And she runs through, and she sees these three bad guys. She's holding her pistol. They're like, drop it. And I'm thinking, if she puts her hands up, and I'm just waiting for this. I'm like, this is the kind of moment when Nemesis just busts in with like a door and crushes the three guys. Yeah. Looks at Alice and gives a thumbs up,
like the T-Rex at the end of Jurassic World. Thumbs up, Raptor. Thumbs up, T-Rex. And they walk off.
Exactly. And that doesn't happen. She has a fairly cool scene, and then the helicopters are at her. He just walks in front of it and fires a rocket launcher at them. Yeah, they both blow up.
She gets bumped in the head, and I laugh.
He gets crushed.
Yeah,
and he's dead.
Stupid
he's
way
gone.
to go out. Yeah.
The end. I thought, I'm like, how are you not going to have him come back? And I think what they do with the suit was good, because he gets dropped from the helicopter and he's taken off.
That was interesting.
I wanted the Nemesis to be the one who's like over him.
Yeah.
But they have the which, again, we're not on Walking Dead rules. We're on Resident Evil virus rules. Yeah. How did the wheelchair guy get infected when he was shot?
Yeah, I guess it's airborne. Which, I mean, that's a
well, either that or like maybe his body was warm enough and like he had not been bitten yet. Like maybe the zombies like operate partly by smell, and so they're just like, oh hey, look, free body.
Because they'll sit around until you touch their shoulder.
Also, they give us a time scale of like a bite in about 2 hours you die, and then he said about an hour after that you rise, which is not the case because people fucking pop up as soon as they die in this fucking movie. Yeah. But yeah, it's all stupid and bad. Who knows?
Yeah. But I mean, like they operate by smell, where it's like that they smell their own kind, but when they see a target that does not smell like their own kind, that's prey.
I don't fucking know. Who the fuck knows? This movie's stupid.
You're giving it way more thought than the writer.
That was a good moment where he's like, he's the one who gets the first bite on the suit.
Yeah, that was
devoured.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, oh, it came back to bite you in the end.
Fuck this movie. Anyway,
also, it's not fucking over yet.
Nope.
God.
I paused around this time, and I paused it for like to go to the bathroom or take my dogs out. And I saw 14 fucking minutes left, and I was so fucking pissed.
They get away in the helicopter. The nuke, by the way, has no good logic of time. Yeah. And swear to God, you see it over the wall, and the city's big, but it's not. Takes 3 minutes to go from the wall to the center of town.
Fucking yeah.
And also, the helicopter's fast enough to get out of the town.
Yeah.
Cause the helicopter, we see the nuke cross over the wall, even if it's the farthest part of the wall. It crosses over that wall. They haven't taken off yet. They get into the helicopter. They take off. Are about twice the distance from outside the walls they were from the city center, and then the rocket explodes over city center.
Yeah.
Which was dumb. And, of course, they left the fucking bay doors open on the helicopter.
Yeah.
And a big piece of, was a rebar or something goes
pipe flying. Random pipe from nowhere.
It's flying towards the little girl. And Alice, being the badass she has to be, saves her.
Yeah. By stepping in front of it.
Avoided they closed the fucking door.
Yeah.
Yes!
My second air freshener is when she gets a pipe through the stomach. Because fuck Alice. I laughed at that too. But then of course cut to a bunch of news footage about like fake news footage of like, oh, there's a virus in the city, I can't believe it, and then cut to like, it was a hoax.
We see his video thanks to Jill Valentine, and they finally say it. They say Carlos Oliveira or whatever his name is. Yeah, they finally say his name at the very end, offhandedly, and then it's like, oh, Umbrella's in big trouble. Cut to, this was fake. Oh, they want to be wanted for questioning. Thanks, Umbrella.
Yeah, that was actually like impressive how they did like. yeah, the story's believed, it's believed, and then like, oh, it was actually a hoax. It was very in poor taste because it was a nuclear explosion, obviously, in the city. Blah 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 blah. I was like, that was cleverly done, I think, for this fucking piece of shit. And then like, yeah, it's a cool like, oh, sad end,
boobs.
Yeah, and then cut to another. Smash cut to the second 3D render of a fucking nude Mila Jovovich. Why?
And then you should have seen her breast. In
yeah,
this one.
and yeah, of course, no, she's her breast. The first thing you see like her junk, everything in the end of the first one in that fucking medical gown.
This is the director really showing off his wife.
Yeah, he really is.
Which I will say this about her: like
she's a fine actress. She's good.
She's a good enough actress.
This is like horrendously stupid nepotism and. They like fucking J.O. this fucking character way too fucking much. They like jerk off this character and everything thing she's in.
They literally want you to.
Yeah, the fucking coolest, hottest, smartest. She's like the best. It's like the fucking worst self-insert fan fiction character you can fucking imagine.
Yeah,
and
that's why I only jacked off
producer.
Twice.
Yeah, of course.
To her.
Yeah, only once for me. I didn't like this movie. No, but this fucking, I like, yeah.
There was a lot of,
yeah.
Okay, to be fair, terrible. One of the times was her, the other times were those zombie strippers.
Yeah, I watched this. Oh, Mark's
it was a little awkward, wasn't it, Chris?
A little bit.
But yeah, no, we're not at the fucking end of this piece of shit yet.
I wrote, why is the movie not over?
Yeah.
And then she's telekinetic.
Yeah, dude, that's my fucking bottom of the barrel. When she has magical fucking powers out of nowhere.
Which, it wasn't even like, it's like, she doesn't even look at the guy. She looks at a camera and knows, apparently...
In another room, the guy's fucking also sitting watching and someone else psychic him up.
Right? He didn't do anything.
No, we forgot. She's like
security. He's a fucking, like, the guy eating donuts, watching wrestling, while having all the security guards
brain melts and all the other idiot scientists get, the guy's actively doing bad stuff to her, get off free.
Yeah.
The security guard who has nothing to do with nothing, gets his brain melted.
That dude, the big dude who's in that room, who's like, let her go later on, hits his head through some glass, and he's a little bloody, and that's it. Like, she was a talking.
Oh, I wrote again, of course, fucking early aughts frosted tips scientists. Once again, they have fucking blood spot frosted tips, even though they're medical scientists, just because it's fucking aughts and everyone looks terrible.
She gets on the other side, like, super response team. And then, what the fuck? Okay. Are Jill Carlos and LJ, who all survived, apparently.
I wrote, how the fuck did these idiots get level 6 umbrella credentials?
Yeah.
They're like, we're level 6. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Apparently LJ is part of the UBCS now.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's got the most character growth in the entire movie. He goes from this random guy arrested next to a zombie prostitute to... umbrella, but or did they just steal this armor?
I don't know.
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna have you back," and it seemed like they were trying to escape. It was dumb.
Yeah, and then of course zooms out. We see Umbrella has a satellite. Bum bum bum.
Oh, yeah,
and then credits. And then I slam the movie off, and I say first words after the movie, "What a piece of shit."
The bad guy goes, "Project Alice activated."
Oh,
and then Umbrella and Iris, they're like, "What did they do to you?" And Jill says, while Alice is looking at her through fucking Terminator vision.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Yeah, I just threw off his glasses. And we're finally done with this piece of fucking shit movie. This is my longest episode yet. That was terrible.
I wrote in my notes, I wrote, dumb. So thanks for making us watch this, Matt.
You are welcome. Real piece of shit.
By the way, my air freshener moment. I don't remember the tune because it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
I wrote nothing. I don't ironically enjoy anything. There's one thing that I did actually enjoy, which is my cream of the crop. It was the practical effects, but Nemesis in general. I appreciate it because he could have been so cheesy looking.
Yeah.
And that character is so over designed in the games. Like I haven't played the games, but he's a popular enough character that we've all seen him. He looked like the video game. He didn't have his tentacles, but he was big, he was intimidating, he was bulky, he was a little bit rubbery, but overall he was intimidating.
Yeah,
they were very faithful to the game overall, I think.
Yeah. I was gonna say I love the fucking
the zombie dog.
The design in the 3 remake for. He's not wearing a fucking black trench coat because it's not 1997. He's just covered in like weird like caution tape and trash bags because that's what the fuck he was in when he popped up. It's just a really cool looking look. But yeah, for the like weird design of this weird creature, it was very well done. And I'll say I'm never one of those proponents for like, oh, CGI is bad and I hate it. If they CGI'd him and he looked anywhere near as good, like the Lickers were CGI in the first movie and this one, I think they looked fine. But a practical, even still rubbery and a little bit stiff, he looked very, very good for this movie and didn't age badly with time. He looks good, and he looks like properly scary and intimidating.
Yeah, and the
The
zombie
close-ups on the face make the eye look really good.
All the zombies I thought did look pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
the zombie makeup was good. I'm never a fan of zombie stuff, but yeah, it looked good.
I mean, overall, the practical effects were great, and Nemesis was good. And honestly, I think that the practical effect of the Nemesis was good because it gave you a weight. Like, that fight scene was terribly edited and shot, but there was a sense of these two characters are actually hitting each other. Mm-hmm. They're fighting, and I don't think you would have gotten that with CG, even if they did it in After Effects.
Yeah, a movie this poorly done, it would have been fucking awful if she had to fight a CGI thing.
Yes.
Well, you'll see with her fucking automatic motorcycle that drives up walls into fucking... I don't remember how the fucking lickers died. One was crushed by a giant cross.
Yeah.
And one was exploded by the motorcycle driving by itself up a wall.
It was
and the other one I think was just shotgunned. Like, they look terrible. And she had to actually physically fight a CGI thing in this fucking time period, this badly directed movie. I couldn't fucking imagine.
Yeah, so that
also,
was my cream of the crop.
Yeah, but also, like, fucking bizarrely enough, the fucking director of this movie is, like, an immensely fucking huge goddamn director of, like, a ton of really popular, including Marvel and DC stuff.
Wait, what?
Tons of yeah, he's like a camera director now for tons and tons of really big movies.
Wow.
Like bizarrely huge. Like, I was like, what the fuck is with his IMDb? It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking Bourne, fucking Skyfall, fucking a ton of stuff he did.
Oh my gosh.
Like bizarre Avengers Infinity War. He worked on the camera direction for that game at some point, or that movie at some point. Yeah.
Ed left.
Ed left.
He was on Infinity War, and
Spectre,
he made this?
Yeah, fucking Spectre, the fucking James Bond movie. He fucking X-Men First Class. He, like, The Town, freaking, like, tons and tons of stuff.
No. Fuck that.
Pirates of the Caribbean. He was a camera director on.
Okay, hang on. So can we just... This sounds like a guy who, like, he learned from his mistakes with his film and learned from it.
Or camera department. Yeah, he was the head of the camera department on those, even though he did all the terrible directing of this fucking movie.
I'll give you
the
credit
camera
for that.
department.
He learned from this terrible film.
He's huge, yeah. But, like, that's camera department. Keep his ass there and away from the actual directing scene, please.
All right, what was your bottom of the barrel?
Oh, I said at the end when she has magic powers from nowhere.
I said
fuck that.
Anytime they try to shoehorn any bit of a plot, because
there was no like you pointed that out to me. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. There's no plot. No fucking plot in this fucking movie. There's no point to anything to do except for like save the girl and then I guess fucking leave. Like that's it.
But there was no motivation to things. I mean, there was literally no motivation to do anything. It was just a bunch of action scenes and references to the video games. I've said that 3 times now or something.
And honestly, it would have been a better movie if they fucking just straight up did the plot of the fucking third game, which was a dumb thing written from 1997.
Or if they took out every reference to the video game.
And made an original plot, like the first movie was an original plot?
Yeah.
It could have been good too.
It would have been much better.
That or maybe
it took a spit in the face at this with like fucking putting the game things in a dumb situation.
That or if they had gone with the using the novels as a reference rather than
there's a ton of novels that are like sideways, like partially canon. They could have did that. They could have did a billion things. But like, this ended up in a shitty middle ground with a very stupid ass movie.
Chris, what was your air freshener? So a moment that was so unenjoyable, it was so stupid that you actually enjoyed it.
So stupid that I actually enjoyed it?
Yes.
That is a good question. I guess if I had to pick, it was probably the kitchen scene with Jill, the daughter, and Alice, for the reason that Matt talked about earlier, where it's like Jill had an opportunity, like she was doing some really cool thing. She was gonna be that cool person that just like flicks a match, walks away, doesn't look at the explosion, be all cool and stuff. But the match just conveniently goes out before it reaches the gas, and then Alice comes in and does the job and does the cool thing because Jill doesn't get to do anything apparently. Okay, fine.
Yeah, a fucking piece of shit.
All right, so the cream of the crop is the moment that you actually genuinely enjoyed.
The cream of the crop.
Ironically enjoyed.
Unironically enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's his answer. So let's go to the bottom of the barrel.
Worst.
The
like,
worst.
Not even
moment.
ironically enjoyed it. You actively hated this moment.
This is the moment that you're like, I might dislike a lot. I hate this. This is the moment where I was like, fuck you.
I don't think that any of my enjoyment ever quite got to this level, but just like, I think it was just trying to broadly process the movie as a whole, just realizing like this is supposed to be based off of the games. Like, where the fuck is the plot in any of this? Like Jill is just fucking sidelined through this whole thing. She doesn't get to do barely anything. It's all Alice.
Jill is there.
Like, Jill is there. She's competent and she can fight things. That's cool.
Not as cool or competently as Alice.
Oh no, Alice is the best. Everyone loves Alice. Alice is
Yeah.
the main character.
We jerked off to her 3 times. Collectively.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, it was action, and then of course there was arbitrary villain who's like, I have a remote control nemesis, and I have 2 weapons now, and you're gonna fight each other. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you have 2 weapons that are within your control, and now you have to find out one of them is superior. Like, why not just use both, you asshole? They're both good weapons for you.
Would you call the plot of this on everything dumb?
Yes, I would. I just
Oh,
there was a time when I did not look at things very critically, and I enjoyed the experience. This was a really good movie, and now I look back on it, I'm just like, why?
This one's harder to do that though. Like, honestly, I feel like if it went one way or the other, if it was all plot, original plot, or all reference and action, it would have been enjoyable one or the other. But it would try to do both and please nobody.
Right, it could have either referenced the novels, or it could have just been a totally original plot.
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
The rest of the movies are all original plot that have jack shit to do with the games for the most
Yeah.
part. Except for a couple of visual references like the fucking giant, but the executioner and shit from later just randomly pop up. The fucking I think
The
it's
pyramid
fourth-
head?
Yeah, the pyramid head looking that look literally just randomly.
Well, it's like a pyramid head shows up in everything Silent Hills,
Yeah,
even though it
you
makes
know,
no sense.
Yeah, specifically one character.
It's the iconic character. They have to. It's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like one of the executioners from the random African village in 5 is just like in the middle of a fucking city in fucking movie 4. It's just like making fucking sense. It's just entirely stupid.
So let's close this lid with some bad reviews here.
Oh god, well, how many do you have?
I have 2, and I've got my own personal opinion,
Alright.
which I'm gonna go with first. Fuck this movie.
Yeah, of
So what do
course.
you got?
Well, I'll say my first one is I'd barely even call Resident Evil Apocalypse a horror movie. It's more of an action film made for 8-year-olds with ADD that happen to have some zombies.
Yeah.
my God.
So where'd you get that one? Yours from?
That was mine are from Rotten Tomatoes. These are official critics'
Critical.
critics' choice, like top critics.
So I went to Amazon for mine. There are only 2 1-star reviews, believe it or not. So I'm gonna read these as written from the Buffalo Tibber. Sucks. A patched together video.
Nice.
End of review.
End of the review.
This one-
1 star.
This is a little bit of a time capsule. Resident Evil Apocalypse is pretty awful. Still, Apocalypse. So this is the last one, right? End of everything and all that, right? Right? Oh, you fool. There's 5 more presents waiting for you. 5 more fucking shitty pieces of shit.
So my last review is from Ahmet, and it's "Don't buy." Makes everyone in the watch party buy the movie so that everyone can watch. ... And it doesn't tell you like at all. It just shows a blank screen that says there are too many screens playing. Just don't buy it. That's the review.
Yeah.
We all had to buy it to watch it, and it wouldn't let us watch it.
Oh my
So
God.
Ahmet, you're lucky. You're a very lucky individual.
Don't
Yeah.
waste your time, man.
What a horrible piece of shit. I fucking hate this movie. It's legit the worst of this series, which has like ups and downs, like I said, after this. The
Yeah.
series gets more and more stupid, but I guess they're more enjoyable. Better
Yeah.
fucking action, better direction or whatever. But this one's fucking the worst piece of shit in the whole series.
Oh, it's so bad.
I know. It's fucking ugh. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, oh, that was my movie choice because it was supposed to coincide with the release of Resident Evil 3 remake from last year.
And now it's coinciding with the release of Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, after 8's come out, of course. But yeah,
And of course, it's a little on topic since, it
Yeah,
involves
yeah.
a city and a pandemonium and
Oh,
people
yeah.
not staying inside, apparently.
yeah, everyone ignoring the bad fake news, giving people bad advice counteractive to what they should be doing, or correct advice that people just ignoring. It all makes sense.
Buildings being ransacked by a bunch of
Wait, guys, is this sorry?
some foaming mouth dumb shits.
Guys,
January 6th.
does this mean that the news station that we saw at the end of this film was that just Fox News?
Probably. Honestly, it would have been like these jerks are making bad statements about the greatness of this country. Whatever the fuck.
I just made myself laugh, like in my old notes. I'm a farmer. He got fingered. He's jacking off the horse.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
I'm sorry, what? He's what?
Look at me. I'm a farmer. You're glad I brought that up. You forgot that, yeah, every time we have to bring up Freddy got fingered every fucking episode of our podcast.
Freddy got fingered. Moment. Yep. It's making myself laugh.
If only a movie-
going out in a highlight.
Yeah, if only
it's thinking about Tom
something
Green
you're
jacking
doing.
off a real horse.
What? That's a thing?
Go back and watch and listen to our Freddy got fingered episode.
Oh,
Look at that. I was about to say that. See, dude, I fucking love that. See, the fucking bad movies can bring joy and not just anger and headaches like this piece of shit. After watching this movie, immediately I was so like pissed off and angry that I like immediately put on fucking Justice League Dark for our other podcast, Action Toon Bros. I was like, let me just watch another movie, and it was like fucking the best movie I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Watching it after this fucking piece of shit Resident Evil, it was so fucking so stark. I was like, oh, the movies can be good. It's not all worthless now. You can enjoy stuff still.
And it's the movies that like they're bad, but they know what they are and they stick to their guns.
Yeah.
And like that's when you have like a movie that's so bad that it's good.
Yeah, I'll say I fucking we should like another movie podcast I listen to like ranks the movies as they watch them. In terms of enjoyment, I'll put this at the fucking way below even fucking Fantasy Island, which we were both kind of like that was kind of boring, that was kind of dumb. This is fucking the worst thing we've ever watched.
Oh, definitely.
This is like
Fantasy Island
it
had some moments, it had some weird shit, but it was
interesting, kind of sometimes. This is just bad all the way through.
I wanted to get to the ending of Fantasy Island to see how it all played out.
Yeah.
And even though it was done terribly, I wanted to at this movie. Yeah. I was intrigued enough to want to finish it. We were about halfway through. I'm like, God, we still have half of this movie to go. I was like, this is ridiculous. Nothing happens, and so many things happen at the same time.
Which is
definitely
goes with our next movie I wanted to rank it against. Troll 2, watching it by yourself can be a drag, like this movie was, but that movie still is fucking enjoyably stupid. It's just anger-inducingly stupid.
Yeah, this is gonna, I think, rank in the bottom for a long time.
Oh yeah.
If not the bottom, once we get some more, it's gonna be a bottom 3 film for a long time.
Yeah, unless we really want to.
Unless we're really gonna
punish ourselves with some real fucking horrendous, terrible shit.
So not this upcoming next episode.
Oh no, this probably
I got some plans here coming up that we'll be talking about.
Yeah. So you don't want to announce right now what the next episode is, or do you want to?
Yeah, we can announce. So, Chris is gonna be joining us again because. It's actually kind of a collaborative, so mine will still be the one after this following episode.
Okay.
We're collaborative. We're going to do a double feature. Since apparently Scott Cawthorn is kind of a jerk, we're going to enjoy some Freddy got...
It's already in your goddamn head.
It's still He's 5 Nights
rent free.
Freddy got
that movie will live rent free in our fucking brains for the rest of our goddamn lives.
It's on Green. Tweet at us. We'll watch that movie 50 more times if you want to join us. I'm not kidding. We will do another
restaurant.
It's
a fancy restaurant.
Wait. Which movie are you talking about?
Freddy got fingered again. Oh, okay. He accidentally called fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. Freddy got fingered again. That's the best movie we ever watched in our life.
So anyway, a double feature that I'm apparently part of.
Yes. So we're gonna do some Five Nights at Freddy's reference movies. We're gonna do the Banana Splits movie, and the even more insane sounding Nicolas Cage starring Willy's Wonderland.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that.
I can also warn you
that movie's existence today, Willy's Wonderland, and I'm just like, so it's this is a thing that exists. Oh my God.
I can promise you this: I'm going to be quite drunk by the end of these 2 movies.
Probably.
That's a promise.
Oh yeah.
So if I slur in the next episode, I apologize. But it's gonna be a lot of fun.
But also,
you're gonna have some laughs.
Like you apologize, but also you don't.
Yeah, exactly. And it's my podcast. I'm the host.
Hell yeah.
I'm the lead anchor here, so I can do what I want. So plugs. Chris, do you got any plugs? Anything you want to?
Honestly, no. Like I quit using most social media a while ago.
All right.
So you can find me on Twitter at @EdBobincheck. You can also find me on Twitter at @MovieGarbage. We'll start tweeting more because we're recording episodes again.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll start using Twitter. I have not written reviews for quite a while, and I'm probably not going to for a bit. But I don't know. I've been thinking about actually trying. I've learned recently, thanks to a lot of Wolfie Glick I've been watching. Shout out to Wolfie VGC on YouTube and I think on Twitch. He's done a game called Emerald Kaizo. It's basically they took the Pokemon Emerald, adjusted it a bunch. It's actually hard.
Nice.
All your opponents have like perfect IVs. Trainers will have 6 Pokemon. They'll always use the move. They'll knock you out. And there's a really big challenge to do a Nuzlocke of it.
Oh,
and
boy.
I've wanted to kind of try that. And I'm nowhere as good as him or any of these other people who do VGC, which is incredible to watch people do that and try and fail. But I'm thinking about doing a Twitch stream of that if I can figure that out.
Nice.
But who knows when that would happen and all that. So keep an eye out for it. But there's a strong possibility that nothing happens for quite a while.
Do you have a Twitch stream?
I've got to change the name because I realized I wanted to come up with a better name.
Okay, makes
and I don't want to say it until I've officially gotten it.
Makes sense.
But they don't let you change it even if you just signed up for 6 more months or 3 to 6 months. So
Okay.
yeah. So when I get to that, I'll announce it when it's going to happen, start, and I figure out how Twitch works properly.
All right. My plugs, of course, I always have way too many and I hate listing them. Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Twitter, Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Patreon. Check out Matthew Lewis, I think it's maybe by Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Twitch, I'm not sure, I don't remember. Then fucking check out Forgotten Minotaur King, the book, now available on Amazon only because I'm too lazy to go to other stores.
It's got a great forward by this guy named...
This really cool dude I know named Ed Balbinjack.
Oh, yeah, and the art also done by our friend Tara.
Tara Nestor. Someday she'll be on the Action Toon Bros podcast. Oh, shout out to the Action Toon Bros podcast. Listen to that on YouTube or any podcast app that you have.
You'll find me on some of the Korra finales,
Hell yeah.
as well as Chris.
Hey,
Chris also joins us on a number of those.
I was right, by the way, about the finale of
God,
of Episode 2.
You never let us forget.
Yeah, you guys were all so confident. So confident. And you're wrong. You're wrong.
Okay, he's over here doing sassy head motions and head whips all over the place.
So sassy.
But plug those, watch those podcasts, listen to them, whatever the hell. Check out my damn book, and that's it for me.
Until then, Kuvira's... Oh wait, no, that's not.
Yeah.
We'll smell you later.
Woo.